It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
Shall we toast to our new studio in
Yes.
your beautiful home?
Thank you very
For
much.
the first time ever, I texted you, where are we going? Where am I going? And you said, my house.
Mm-hmm. Now that I have my own home, that I own this home, I can say...
We'll put the address right here for you guys.
Yeah, dude. Blinking text right here. Just throw it in your GPS. Good luck getting in. Because I still got to let you in.
I will say, your name's not far on the directory.
No, it's not.
Baltazar's very high up on there.
But it's still very much up to me to let you in through that gate.
Does it ring to your cell phone?
It does ring to my cell phone. I have to
Cool.
press a certain
Nice.
number.
Very
yeah.
nice. Anyways, congratulations.
Thank you. I told people it was like a gated community. They were just like, huge flex, man. I'm just trying to be safe.
I'm just really proud of you.
Thanks, dude.
That's really the bottom line here. I'm just, you and Mel deserve, you guys are great. You do a great job with the podcast, in your life, with your family, with your fiance. You are a great guy, and this is just the beginning of some great things that you have going for you. So congratulations, pal. Truly from the bottom of the heart, both me and Karen and Maddie wish you guys the absolute best. We are very, very proud of you.
I am so, my heart is full. Is all I can say.
Genuinely mean every syllable.
Having a great support system like you and like Otis and like my other friends and family who have been so supportive of this big endeavor, this big jump, this next chapter in our lives. It's crazy, dude. It's just like they say adulting is hard, which adulting is hard, but like it does pay off when you do it with those that you love and they are there rooting for you, and to do it with the love of my life, and to own this thing together. Yes, with you, Melissa. She's once again
She's
second
a fiance.
place.
Yeah.
Once again, we're life partners, and
As we will be forever.
And she's forever going to be in competition with you.
As she should be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep this happy moment going.
Yes.
And talk about a movie called
Sinister.
We are well into spooky season. Let's shift gears. Let's get all that fucking yucky, yappy shit out.
Yeah, we got all the
All right.
sentimental stuff out the way, and we're here to talk about a scary movie.
Who says I can't be fucking real?
I know. We've heard it all. You guys thought that everything he puts out there is a facade, but no. Obviously, we have like a good amount of episodes where we get a little sappy, we get a little sensitive. Look at that sass right there. Look at that neck making like the Z formation.
Speaking of sass, who's the sassiest?
Who? You, for sure.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. I did not catch that
I
at all.
didn't leave that up at all. I didn't help set it up. I just, you know what? We're here.
Yes. And we're talking about this movie. Did you see this movie before?
Of course not.
Okay. I should
course
stop
not.
asking you if you've seen these movies.
Welcome, baddies.
Yes,
welcome
to another episode of ICBTB Podcast.
Also known as
It Can't Be That Bad.
My name is Alejandro.
My name is Christian, and welcome to the very first episode that is being recorded in our new studio.
Yes, Studio X.
Is what we'll call it. That sounds like a porn studio. Like, there's just going to be a lot of fuck in here.
Studio X? Was that a club?
Studio 54 is maybe
52.
Four or two? I think 4.
I don't know, bro. I know Joaquin Phoenix's brother died in the gutters outside.
Oh, is that one?
No, I
Whoa.
think actually it was the Rainbow Room.
Okay.
The Viper Room. I don't fucking know. Fuck
Yeah.
the 80s. We're going to talk about movies, not actors who died way too young.
So what did you think?
I walked it back. Incredibly scary. Very scary. In
Okay.
fact, I didn't know at all. When this movie started, I watched it with my girlfriend, Karen. Shout out Karen. And my dog, Maddie. Karen loves horror films. For those of you who are, if this is your first episode, she loves horror films. I do not. I'm not privy to them at all. But I've been watching a lot more, and I've gotten a lot darker in some senses. Just in all aspects. Thanks, Karen.
Would you say, how often are you guys watching scary movies? And
She would say not at all, but we watch at least 3 a month.
okay,
And then we watch some pretty scary true crime stuff pretty regularly.
so nothing really lighthearted you've been watching lately.
We watch How I Met Your Mother and Friends.
Okay, nice way to cleanse the palate.
I get my cartoons in.
Cool.
You know what I mean? But yeah, if we're together, we're probably watching something in that someone's dead.
Nice. I mean, it's
Just
October.
mutilated.
And
Yeah.
she's...
Oh, this will be in the middle of, March.
Oh,
It
then
doesn't
she'll
matter.
just put on
It
like a
doesn't
horror
matter.
movie?
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
I'm glad that you watched this movie. The first time I saw this movie
Did you
was
cry?
in theaters.
Oh my God.
I watched this in theaters, and like nothing beats it, because with this movie,
I thee wed.
the sounds, the unconventional sounds that they use to make this extra spooky, it's incredible, dude. It's like part of it. Like, I think one of the selling aspects of this film is when it's the snuff films that are being played, right? That he plays to the projector.
Sure.
And using all this like eerie background music that I don't know how they made that in a movie theater with surround sound at night when it came out, dude, was crazy scary.
That's why I would not enjoy that.
Did you cover your eyes a lot when you were watching this? Did you cover your ears a lot?
I covered my eyes when it would get graphically, grossly violent.
Yeah.
But I mean, I saw plenty of scary things.
Yeah. The jump scares get you?
They did.
Nice.
I don't scream and jump. Karen did. I'm just a fact.
You just internally take it?
I'm just like, oh fuck. Because my fear reaction is tense up and get ready to go.
You could punch your screen.
I mean, whatever. I mean, that's my fear is like, shell up, right? So, how about we jump into the nitty gritty and then we can do all the fun shit with this horrible, horrible film. And we have one more film to watch, and I'm not looking forward to it. We'll talk about it at the end of the episode, but I'm really not looking forward to it.
I'm so excited for it.
Fuck you. We watched a film called Sinister. It was released in the year 2012 and it is the rating of R. Runtime of 1 hour and 50 minutes, and it's scary for every single one of them. Every single minute is fucking terrifying. Even the fucking credits. It's rated 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. It's got a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. Christian, did you see the Google users?
No.
Would you like to guess the Google users?
I'm going to say 81%. Am I close? Too low? 84.
84%.
Nice.
Wow, I didn't even give you anything or like...
I mean, the lack of immediate reaction, I was like, okay, I'm off, but I'm not too far off.
No. Here's what I was chuckling at before we started recording. I'm going to read to you the synopsis here. Synopsis coming at you.
Right at you.
But this sounds like a synopsis of like the new funny sitcom coming out on CBS Wednesdays at 7.
Okay.
So here we go. True crime writer Elson Oswald is in a slump. He hasn't had a bestseller in more than 10 years and is becoming increasingly desperate for a hit. Blah, 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 blah. So when he discovers the existence of a snuff film, showing the deaths of a family, he vows to solve the mystery. He moves his family into the own victim's home and gets to work. However, when old film footage and other clues hint at the presence of supernatural forces, Elson learns that he's living in a house and it may be fatal. Bah, bah, bah.
Okay, he's learning that he's living in like a fucked up house.
I mean...
Homeboy
knew. Everybody knew.
No, everyone in town knew. His family didn't know.
I mean, if somebody got murdered in our small town, and then that the house is up for sale.
Mm-hmm. And he said he did get it at a great price, which
Duh.
sellers are legally...
No, maybe not. I don't know what state this is in. In California, they have to tell you, but...
Oh, maybe they don't have to.
All of our homes were built at least 50 years ago, at the oldest.
That's true. But at least, I mean, it's kind of fucked up that he kept this from his own family. His wife looked him in the eyes.
Who would have thought that wasn't going to come back and be bad?
He was definitely playing the part of, like, really using semantics to his advantage in arguments. He said, because his wife asked, like, hey, Ellison, don't tell me that we moved 2 houses away from a crime scene again. And he said, no,
we didn't. We didn't move 2 houses away from a crime scene.
Guess what? We are at the crime scene.
You want to go play under the tree? Mm-hmm. It was directed by Scott Dickerson.
Okay.
Of Doctor Strange. He did the first Doctor Strange.
Oh, nice.
I was going to do the second one, but they said his script was too scary.
Oh.
It had a budget of $3 million.
That's low. I thought it would use more.
I mean, I think in 2012, Ethan Hawke wasn't getting as much money as he's getting now.
Okay.
And also, it's pretty much a one-location shoot.
That's true. And there's not a crazy amount of special effects. They were using actual Super 8 film to film the snuff films.
So I bet you most of the budget went to that.
Yeah, not a lot at all.
Because the snuff films are filmed on like a specific Kodak, I think it's the Kodachrome film, which went out of vogue, a long time ago, and so much to the point where Kodak stopped making it. But it is the same film that Paul Simon wrote a song about.
Nice.
You want to guess how much money it made?
If the budget was $3 million, I'm gonna guess that it made like $25 million.
Wow,
$30 million.
$87.7 million.
Jeez, I'm bad at this shit.
I mean, it did a really good job.
Yeah.
It made a buku bucks. It's a Blumhouse film.
Exactly.
It's very scary. And it killed at South by Southwest.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I do want to point out that prior to this, we just read that the director got the idea for the script after having a nightmare from watching The Ring back in 2002.
I just watched The Ring too, and
Not as good.
No, of course not. But also, here's what fucked me up. Watching The Ring 2, I couldn't stop but remember Scary Movie.
Okay, so it kind of Scary Movie either fucked it up for you, depending.
100%. It's like if you see Spaceballs before you see Star Wars.
Then you could never see Star Wars in the same way.
You're never going to respect Star Wars.
Okay.
Both Karen and I had never seen this movie before. I was surprised Karen hadn't seen it. Or if she had, she'd completely forgotten about it. Because for the first maybe 20, 30 minutes of it, we're like, where in the genre of horror films is this going? Is it going to be a serial killer? Is it going to be a poltergeist ghost thing? Is it going to be a goblin leprechaun thing? We didn't know where it was going to go. But pretty early on, we figure out it's going to be a little girl killing a bunch of people. And it kind of was.
Yeah. Did you guys not watch the trailer for this prior? You guys just
Nope.
rented it and just went straight into it?
Jumped right into it.
Love that.
Yeah, read the synopsis, which was pretty much as vague as the one that I read, without the Seinfeld beats, and we just jumped right in.
And look how it started. The opening scene is just it's the Super 8 film of the 4 family members hanging from the tree in his backyard.
And I mean, here's what really threw me off is things are moving.
Yes.
Right? The branch breaks because there's like a saw thing moving it. And it's like, is it moving on its own? It's very confusing, very scary, very intense.
There's no context because it's the literal beginning of the film and it's in slow motion. It's crazy.
The music is weird.
The branch breaks. This intricate pulley system brings all 4 family members up and they're all kicking in slow motion, slowly dying. And you're like, what the fuck? And that's the title card. The title Sinister pops up in the bottom right of that screen, and then it just throws us in.
It's like, I thought this was Winnie the Pooh.
It's fucking terrifying.
Incredibly terrifying. I was going to look up the name of the snuff films because there is, 4, 5?
There's like 4 or 5 of them.
So Ellison, the main guy, moves into this house that the murder was in. Of course, there's only one box left behind by the family in the attic.
In the fucking attic. Of course, this guy's going to look up in the attic.
And it also comes with a really nice Super 8 projector, which that in and of itself would cost upwards of $500 on eBay.
So he just ran into a fortune.
I mean...
Got the house at a great time while the market was terrible.
What if he didn't watch the films?
Would they just be chilling?
Yeah. Could they have lived there and he wrote a semi-classic C-list thriller?
If he did surface level investigating and research of that murder alone, then he might be fine and he might have his next hit.
Well, he had this weird idea because it comes up quite a bit. First of all, he's a writer for all the wrong reasons. He's doing true crime because he does want the fame despite what he says. That's how acting works. He actually kind of does want the fame and money.
He for sure wants the fame.
And so much to the point where even his wife is like, you don't even love me. And he's like, I love being famous.
He does the Walter White thing of saying, I'm doing this for you and the family because we need money. When in essence, he's doing it to chase his dream because he had his 15 minutes of fame from writing Kentucky Blood.
Which is a horrible name.
Right? It was like Kentucky Blood and then like Denver Cold Morning and then something else.
But Fuck My Mother.
I think that was his third one.
Yeah, and could you be surprised that one didn't do well?
He was onto something.
All right, so these Super 8 films, each labeled home movies with different footages of a family being murdered, are called Pool Party 66. God damn it, that's the only one that they have right there.
Pool Party 66. I think they have like Barbecue 69
So,
or 79.
nice.
Freudian slip.
No, but don't worry, we'll take care of it later. Pool Party 66 is the one where they tape family members to pool chairs, and then they pull them into the pool head first, where they drown.
Horrible, right?
Very. I've never seen that before.
That is a very original way to kill people because I've seen
gotta give him credit.
Let's jump to Barbecue 79. I've seen people tied up in movies in cars and the cars were just burnt or exploded or some shit.
My favorite movie, Goodfellas, has a great car explosion scene.
That's what happens.
I love it.
What's the next one? Sleepy Time. Sleepy Time in 80 something, 86 or some shit.
That's the one where they slit throats.
Yeah, they're all tied to the beds, slit throats. There's a chihuahua in one of the beds barking at them. Glad they didn't kill the dog.
So do they?
They turn off the film. I don't care to know.
They don't say ever, but here's also what they don't, or here's what they do say. They only ever say that one child is left alive.
Yeah.
They never say one child, then that chihuahua.
They never said that.
So I think that cold-hearted bitch killed the dog.
Fuck her, dude.
Yeah, fuck.
Save the dog.
Raincoat girl.
Oh no, Raincoat Girl was it was called like Lawnmower Time or some shit.
Lawnmower girl.
Lawn party or something like that.
Yep.
That was by far
That one I covered my eyes.
that's the scariest one. That was the scariest snuff film that he watched.
And me and my girlfriend posited this, could a lawnmower kill you?
I think if it's on your face,
So that's what I said. I said, I think the trauma, I don't think like the lawnmower is cutting your face in half and like hitting your brainstem or nothing.
how long is she keeping the lawnmower on the face?
I guess that's a good question.
Right? Because he
Because
reacted.
if you just run over all of them and then like if you do the once and back.
You're gonna get some fucked up scratches for sure. But like, let's see. I mean, I'm
your
pretty sure
whole-
they died.
Your whole face is coming off.
Yeah.
Does that kill you though? Having your face removed.
I think the trauma,
Is
the loss
that-
of blood.
So it's the loss of blood that kills you then.
Like I said, I wasn't there.
It's not the cigars that kills you. It's the loss of your face. It's not the booze and the smoke. It's the cutting your face off that kills you.
It has to be. I don't know how good of a lawnmower was this. How old was it? Was it in great working condition?
Have they greased it recently?
You should have just watched the scene.
You know what? When I cut my finger and was in the hospital, there was a gentleman next to me who had his finger cut off by a lawnmower.
And was it pretty gruesome from what you can tell?
No, I didn't look. I chose not to.
You had to focus on your own shit.
I just didn't want to look. But we're not doubting the effectiveness of a lawnmower versus face. My question is, getting your face ripped off. If I grab you by your ear, rip your face off, does that kill you?
No. There would be severe effects.
Then we're good. Then
Yeah.
we're good. Answer. Okay. Case closed.
Okay, I don't know what your point is here, pal.
I'm just
That
asking.
family died, and you should pay your
Definitely
respects.
did. No, fuck them. Fuck them. And then
After that, it was...
there's one in the 90s because they're the 2000 one. There's one pretty much every 10 years. Oh, the people that got hung.
Yeah,
That was the most recent one.
the most recent one at that house. And so I think that this plot is so... It's unlike anything I've heard before because the way he connects the dots and like the pacing of how he does uncover
Yeah.
how every murder is connected, it's impeccable.
So he does the research of this true crime novel, and we're watching him figure it out as we go. And we're figuring out how the crimes and all them connect as well. Mm-hmm. But what this movie also does is they bring in Deputy So&So.
Yeah.
Who is just there to have Ethan Hawke explain himself.
He's the comic relief too. And I thoroughly enjoyed his performance.
He is acting up a storm.
Mm-hmm. The first time we see him, sheriff, Deputy So&So, and another officer, they show up to the house just so the sheriff could say like, hey, we don't like you. We don't like your books.
We don't want your kind.
Your kind is not allowed here.
We're all illiterates.
I don't know where this place is. I don't know if it's the Deep South, but sure, probably.
It could be the Deep South. It could also be like Northeast, Maine. You know what I mean? Connecticut area.
Yeah.
Is that in the Northeast?
No clue. You're asking the wrong guy.
Maybe Washington.
Sure.
Also.
I'll take that.
Yeah, they don't say.
No, and I think so they could like fabricate this place, this location, right?
Yes.
But they show up.
Wait, maybe they do say because they have specific points of where all the other houses are. St. Louis, Sacramento.
They chose very specific places.
Yeah.
And
they gave like addresses like 1452 J Street, Sacramento, 93289.
When I was watching this, I was watching it with Melissa, and when we found out that Barbecue 79 was in Sacramento, it was like Billington, Sacramento, and like it gave the address. I was like, look it up on your GPS right now. She was like, fuck no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what if it's in an actual existing address?
And where there was a murder.
Yeah, imagine being the family that was like, okay, it's Friday night. I want to watch a
watching the
horror
movie?
movie. Yeah. And then that actual address comes up and it's just like, well, fuck.
I'd sue Blumhouse.
for using my address.
You got to pay me for that shit.
Yeah. Shit.
Now people are going to, like the house that was the first Jason Voorhees house.
Yeah.
Everybody goes and takes pictures there. People live there. They're trying to raise kids there. You know what I mean?
And so
people
all
are taking pictures with knives and fucking shit.
All these fans of
here.
Sinister are just going to this house in Sacramento.
Jerking off on the tree and shit.
If that's what you do after watching a horror movie, then you should probably go to the doctor instead.
Let's talk about Sinister.
Yes, let's do that. This movie, okay.
Let's talk about like the monster Sinister.
Oh, Mr.
I wasn't trying to be a dick and be like, let's get back to business here, because I realized that's how it came off.
Mr. Boogey is what they
Great name.
or Boogey, who is this, who we later on a pagan god, also known as the Eater of Children.
Which, thank God, Vincent D'Onofrio was there to tell us that.
Who's Vincent D'Onofrio?
He was the...
Oh, the fucking professor.
Yeah, he also plays Kingpin in the Daredevil series.
That's
and
who that
he's
is.
in Full Metal Jacket.
Not. He's that guy.
Yeah.
Great actor.
He's an incredible actor. Yeah, they really underutilized him here.
It was hard to tell that was him through Skype.
And also, like, he didn't get out of bed to do this movie.
No, not at all. They were just like, hey, you can't come to the studio, so we're just going to utilize you in this fashion.
This was 2012. He was like, you're gonna utilize me in this fashion. I'm not getting up.
Who's Jessica? His assistant or his mistress?
I think it's his TA, which we know what that means.
Yeah, we know.
So he explains who Blagul is.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Blagul's symbol is fucking awesome.
It looks like the next iteration of when the Sith dies. You know, like how there's like a
I was thinking, and you might like this, World of Warcraft.
I could see that. I mean, I don't.
Is that not
I never
that's
played.
not your
I never
bag?
played World of Warcraft, so I can't really do that. But it didn't. He said it's not a pentagram. It shows up on the hood of the car. Shows up on the wall during sleepy time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's for sure gonna be some like pagan demonic symbol or some shit like that.
It looks dope as fuck.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah, you get.
I like the symbol.
You would put that.
I like Blagul, honestly.
Bugul, I
like
told you
Blagul.
earlier,
Let's
looks like Sting from
Chop down the
WWF.
population.
A lot of people were like, were ragging on him, saying that he wasn't scary enough.
He was very scary. I don't like the name Mr. Boogie. Makes me think he's like a dancing happy feet penguin.
But it makes sense that these kids that he possesses, when they draw, would call him Mr. Boogie.
So you say he looks like Sting.
Yeah.
You're completely right. But did you see what the original idea was for him?
No, what was it?
He was supposed to look like Willy Wonka.
Where did you see this original idea? Online?
Scott Dickerson, when he first wrote this, he wanted it to be like a man who lures children away creepily, like Willy Wonka.
With like a big top hat and everything?
But then once he started like writing it out, he's like, people are going to think this is silly.
Yeah.
So he turned it into a very scary
Clown
demon
thing.
Yeah.
With no mouth.
Somewhere between Heath Ledger's Joker and Sting.
Yeah, I could see that.
And Jack-o'-lantern.
Very fitting for this time of year. The first time we see him is when he pops up in the pool during the pool party snuff film.
So he's like in the background of pictures and shit all the time, which it also looks kind of like just a smudge.
Very, very, like for Ethan Hawke to have this ability on his MacBook to zoom in on a Super 8 film.
So that's the most unbelievable thing about this whole paranormal film.
I agree.
Is that he uses a projector, a Super 8 projector. From that projector, he gets a small handheld camcorder and records the Super 8 film's projection. From that, he plugs that camera into his computer, in which he plays it frame by frame by frame, stops on a frame, hits Control P, and prints a perfectly clear shot.
He learned how to edit Super 8 film in the matter of seconds.
Oh, he's clearing it up. He's making it look better and like
all from one article that is titled "How to Edit Super 8 Film."
He also destroys one of the films because he leaves the projector on and it burns right through the film.
Does that happen often, or do I only see that in movies?
No, that's a thing that if you would have just leave the light on, it can burn. Film is very fragile. It's made from nitrite, and that's why in World War I they stopped making films in Europe because they had to give all the nitrite to the guns, and that's why all the films came from America. That's why everyone loves American films. Anyways. So he fucks that whole film up, and he should have given them to the cops.
Well, we see that moment right there, which probably appears in so many horror films where it's like, all right, are we going to end the movie here? Or we're going to end it in 30 minutes when everyone else is dead?
Sure. Yes. But he watches these films over and over and over and over.
Becoming an alcoholic as time goes by.
He watches these films more than he watches his children.
Really, dude? At one point, his children are weird.
They're not allowed in his office, which is a great rule.
Great rule. Lock the office, but every time, obviously, in horror movie fashion, the office is somehow unlocked and the projector is playing these snuff films on its own. But his children are sweet. Trevor, the older son, gets night terrors.
Very scary.
The first time we see him suffering from a night terror, he pops out of a box, Exorcist style, screaming.
I guess that's not Mr. Boogey because he's taking control of the daughter.
No, that's just his son having night terrors. I think that's completely
horrible.
I think that was just made for the jump scare effect.
I don't like it.
I did not like it either. I was like, okay, if Ethan Hawke, if you're gonna move out of this place, leave your son there.
Leave him in the box? Yeah. Well, because then later on, he's like stabbing at boxes.
Dude, So
later on in the film, when he's freaking out, he's hearing shit.
He goes to the attic.
And he has a knife with him. He's stabbing boxes. And I even turned to Karen and I said, wasn't his son in a box?
What a horrible father.
What if he stabbed his son?
Yeah, exactly. He didn't learn from this time. He was like, oh, fuck. Since I got spooked last time, let me open this one with a knife.
I'm not gonna, my son's not gonna scare me twice.
Yes.
Do you have any experience with night terrors? Have you ever had any, or have you ever been around somebody who's had them?
No, I mean, I know people that sleepwalk and you're not supposed to wake them up, but I've never been around to wake them up.
When I was a camp counselor, there was a kid. I mean, I was in a cabin with 12-year-old boys, which is maybe hell on earth.
Yeah.
And there's 2 rooms with 4 bunk beds in that room and 2 bunk beds in this room. And I'm sleeping in one of the bunk beds with the 2 twins who are literally like the twins out of Peter Pan's gang.
Nice.
Halfway through the night, one of the kids starts screaming at the top of his lungs, no, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me. Mm-hmm. And I look over, I'm freaking out. And I'm like, what's happening here? And he's screaming and screaming and screaming. I don't know if the other kids heard and they're just hiding under their blankets. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm getting scared. Then he wakes up and just like, oh man, did I do it again?
Fuck, casually.
And then his twin brother now wakes up and he goes, oh, what, was he having one of his night terrors? And I go, he has night terrors? And he's like, yeah, he gets them all the time, actually. I was like, why wouldn't your parents tell me that?
That should be prefaced.
This is a 1 week long sleepaway camp.
Mm-hmm. That's
this
vital
is the first
information.
Night. This is Monday night.
Because all the kids in the cabin should be warned. The counselor
we
should
were
be
all
warned.
Scared. I was scared shitless.
Yeah.
I didn't even know night terrors were a thing.
Dude.
I had to Google it the next day.
I don't blame Ethan Hawke now.
I didn't know I'd never heard or experienced anything like that.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of me.
That's scary, dude. You should be able to be prepped. I mean, it seems like it looks like Ethan Hawke's wife is trying to blame the new, because apparently he hasn't had night terrors in a while, right?
Yes.
And she's trying to blame
the stress of moving.
I don't know if it's stress related, but like, sure, okay.
But he's also drawing pictures of the hanging family at school. Remember, he gets in trouble
on the
for
whiteboard.
That?
But I don't think so. I think what was happening in the script is that we're being led to believe that Trevor is going to be the one that's like going to get possessed because he's the more scary child, as opposed to like the other daughter. The daughter is like so sweet, just drawing pictures and just wanting to go back to her friends and family. And she's sweet. She makes dad coffee and brings it to him and whatnot.
I don't trust her.
But like I said, in horror movie fashion, they're just trying to like distract us because slowly we start learning that
she's friends with Stephanie.
Man, when we start first seeing the dead kids.
Actually, the dead kids' paint on their face made me laugh.
Yeah, the first time I saw it.
That seemed a little like Fright Fest-y kind of paint.
Exactly. Melissa was like, Fright Fest. I was like, yeah, right. Okay, it makes sense that they only used $3 million on the budget because this is just foundation.
They didn't pay for it. They didn't do it on makeup. Although the makeup artist did,
however,
all the blood and the effects were really good.
Yeah, and like the actual gruesome brutalities.
Yeah, but the kids' makeup.
Yeah, not too terrible at all. The kids could have been scarier. Mr. Boogey could have been scarier. But the jump scares that they were utilized in, they were executed so well, man. Like every time.
Well, man.
Because that sounds sexy.
That was nice.
Thank you very much.
I do like at one point when the whole gang of kids shows up. And they're like one step away from doing that Scooby-Doo gag where you see a hallway and they go in one door and come out another and then Ethan Hawke comes out one door and like they're just constantly missing each other. They are one hair away from that gag.
One hair away from being a British comedy.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
But the first time the kid appeared from like behind Ethan Hawke's shoulder in the kitchen, I was like, oh, fuck. And then like it's not too scary after that. You just see a bunch of like they're obviously dead children, and they just. Or it was also creepy when the daughter was sleeping.
Oh, and the paint that she does right next to the bed.
The painting, what she painted right next to the bed was the hanging family once again, and it pans over more to the right, and you see a dead child looking at her and doing, shushing her. And that's their whole thing. At that point, I was like, oh, fuck. And then the next day, Deputy So&So comes over and says, like, yo, like, you haven't talked to your wife about the fact that you're living where the crime scene is? And he's like, no. I haven't done it, and she's not going to find out.
He's actually more like, actually, that's between me and my wife, sir.
Yeah, he's like...
So mind your own business.
Really defensive.
Yeah, and it's like, Ethan, you got to know you're kind of on the wrong side now.
Ethan is just so prideful.
Ellison Oswalt.
Yes.
Which the last name they got from Patton Oswalt.
Really?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Why? The scriptwriter was just like, or the director was just a big fan?
Friends, I guess.
So, Ellison is so prideful in being a true crime author, that he does not want to admit the fact that supernatural shit is happening.
Yeah.
Right? He's just like, in all honesty, I think something's wrong with this house. And then Deputy So&So is just like, no shit. And he asks the deputy, like, do you believe in all of that stuff? You don't, right? And deputy's like, oh, I believe in all of it, man.
That's why I wouldn't live here.
Yeah, he's being such like oblivious, not an asshole, but he's being oblivious by saying like, I would never spend one night here because if I spent one night here, like a bunch of like horrible shit would happen. And he notices that Ethan Hawke is stressed, sleeping on the couch with a bat and like really paranoid the entire time. This is what you get, man.
It serves him right.
Yeah.
I have no sympathy for Ethan Hawke. I don't think his wife and his son deserve to die. But if Blagul takes that as his tool to just whittle away at the population of this earth, I say, do your job, Blagul.
What did you think was going to happen?
Kill more children is what I think.
You think he didn't get enough children?
You don't need that one.
Six is not enough?
Is it ever?
I don't know. About dead kids? Let's cap it at that.
We're talking about demons helping the earth cull its population.
If we're talking about in the general scope of demons, like doing their fucking their fucking thing, then I say 6 is low.
Yeah. You gotta up those numbers, Blagul.
If Boogey is not the only eater of children in terms of like the whole like there has to be an entire roster of other children eaters,
eating monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, La Llorona.
And he's just trying to. Yeah, exactly.
She's got a higher kill count. She just
has
killed her own
quota.
dog.
He has a quota.
And you know what? Normally I'm against quotas, especially for the police force.
Yeah.
But Blagul, those are rookie numbers, Blagul.
Yeah, man.
I could kill 6 kids in a weekend.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like his boss, like sitting him down.
Satan
being like, Boogey.
All right, Blagul, time for your yearly review.
So, ever since 1966, you've only gotten 6 children?
And you have to go, like, what are you, walking from Sacramento to St. Louis?
Super 8 film. You can only walk through Super 8 film.
Tell me more about the Super 8 film thing.
You realize they made digital cameras now.
So I don't. Where did I hear this? I also don't know why Satan is Osama bin Laden, but that's how we're doing it.
I'm fine with that.
I don't know where I heard this, but did I hear you were keeping the film alive no matter if they burn it or they destroy it? It comes back in the box in the attic. Yes, is that what you're doing, Blagul?
Also, Super 8 film, very expensive. It comes out of my budget to replace this.
Kodak does not make Kodachrome film anymore.
This is
Blagul.
really, really tough for me.
Can we do maybe like a GoPro?
We could make you walk through a Sony.
Could you do like postcards?
Something like that. Pictures.
Postcards are very scary right now.
But the fact that you are trying to be very niche and very artsy with your Super 8 film.
It's the Kodachrome film.
It's the Kodachrome.
So expensive.
You're fine with that?
They don't make it anymore.
All right.
It's very flammable and we're in hell.
All right, Blagul.
It's also very difficult. Blagul, we're going to have to send you back to heaven.
We'll have to, if you keep fucking it up after Sinister 2, we'll send you back to heaven.
And we don't have a script for Sinister 3.
Yeah.
So you're going. Yeah. You're fucking going, man.
Boogey, it does seem super beta now.
Yeah, leave your horns at the gate.
Okay, yeah.
We can drop the character now. That was fun.
Okay, let's break down what some of the scariest parts for you were.
The murders of the families.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just the incredible graphicness of watching a family be drowned.
I know.
Or burned. Or chopped. Or slit. Or hung.
What were you thinking? When there was
When
like a
does this
missing
end?
child in every single film.
I didn't even clock the missing child until they like really spelled it out for me.
So you weren't even suspicious of the possibility that it might be the missing child, the other member of the family, killing the rest of the family?
So they make it pretty clear in the beginning that Stephanie is a little girl in the last family that went missing after the murders.
Yeah.
I thought Stephanie was going to be a ghost or a goblin thing, or I thought it was going to be one of those things. It wasn't until way later on when they really make the point of like, no, a child's missing in every murder.
Yeah.
That's when I realized I was like, oh, he's making a gang of kids. Which
Yeah.
is also maybe the worst gang. What is he, fucking Oliver Twist?
He only wants kids, and he needs to. This is what's
He
making
is evil Willy Wonka, though, by the way. Sinister and Willy Wonka are very, very similar.
Sinister, Willy Wonka, or Sinister is like Babadook as well. If we're thinking like, yeah, eater of children. What did Babadook do?
Babadook didn't eat children. He just hated Australian people.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's New Zealand.
Did you think it was Boogey killing the family and then stealing the kids afterwards? Because the twist is, that's what I was getting at. The twist in this movie was finding out that the kids were killing them, right? And filming them.
I assumed it was a Blagul inhabiting, taking possession of these children's bodies. Mm-hmm. Which, for all intents and purposes, is
what's happening.
Yeah.
Right? Did you know it was going to be Stephanie? Or not Stephanie, I'm sorry, the daughter that was going to be the killer. Did you think it was going to be Trevor?
After she started becoming friends with Stephanie.
That was a creepy part.
That pretty much I was like, oh, she's going to...
When she drew, like, and I remember watching this in the theaters and being like, oh, she's drawing on the walls. That's going to pop up later. Like, there's going to be some, like, weird demonic drawings on the walls and she's going to get blamed for it. Boom. She did draw that drawing of Stephanie on the tire swing in the hallway. Almost gets in trouble for it.
No, that's right. There's no repercussions for those children. And that's the problem with society. Children don't have repercussions.
No, not at all. Let's go back to, I remember back in the Philippines, all these children would get spanked. So let's bring that back. I'm kidding.
Can we just, everybody take note of what he just said?
I'm kidding. Comedy, dude. I was spanked as a child.
You are from the Philippines, and that's a fact.
Not from the Philippines. I've never even stepped foot on the soil of my motherland.
Okay, well, when we go to Manila...
Oh, we're going to go? We're going to do a live... Guys, you heard it here first. Live ICBTB show in Manila.
I really just want to see where George Foreman fought Muhammad Ali.
Oh, Thrill in Manila, the whole fucking thing?
Yeah.
We could go there.
Is it even a thing, or is it just like a park now?
I have no clue.
It's like an
keep
apartment
up with
building. I have no idea. I don't expect you to.
I know.
I didn't think you would.
Manila's apparently just like a big city life. If you were to go to Manila, it's just like crazy city life.
It's going to San Francisco.
But just like a bunch of Filipinos instead
Everyone's sweaty and it's hot.
I was afraid that you guys wouldn't enjoy it, like, because I know that Karen
didn't enjoy it.
Watches a lot of horror films, so I always have to preface. I'm like, I don't know if it's as scary as I remember, but
She's an aficionado.
But I'm glad that it scared you guys.
Oh, I mean, look, we watched The House on Haunted Hill. Mm-hmm. We watched the Dahmer series. We've watched, Hocus Pocus 2. This is scarier out of all of them.
I'm pretty sure this is scarier than Hocus Pocus 2, just by a little bit.
Nothing scarier than fucking Sarah Jessica Parker trying to look young.
This is, 22 years after it was made, right?
I think it was straight up 20 years, yeah. And not to distract too much, but we'll get back to Sinister. Was Hocus Pocus originally a made-for-TV movie?
I don't
remember it ever being in theaters.
I've never seen it. Remember, I told you that. I've never seen either, and I get a lot of flack for it.
Karen's going to be upset.
Of the 4 snuff films,
which one was your favorite?
My favorite.
What would you do to your family?
I would, snap out of it.
Yeah, I'd do Pool Party.
You do Pool Party?
I don't know. That one
That's the easiest one.
Pool Party is just, I've never seen anything like it.
While watching that, I was wondering, like, oh, fuck. So, like, after they pulled them into the pool, because those are real actors that I see.
That's some Blackwater, like, CIA torture shit.
They had to have, like, people on set just immediately go in the pool and pull them out because they were legitimately tied up. I was thinking about the behind the scenes, like, how was that made?
How did they do it?
Right?
I assume they were wearing goggles with nose plugs, and they held their breath. I think it's that simple.
I think that's the trick with Super 8 films.
I think they only had $3 million. Mm-hmm. And I think they had and I also think there was a mattress at the bottom of the pool, so they didn't hit their head.
So they're comfy.
Yeah. Well, if you fell in, you'd hit your head. That would hurt.
You're right. With the pool chair.
Think about the insurance on this film.
I know. Well, okay. The other kills. Let's talk about Sleepy Time. Sleepy Time was cool. How it was not it happening
effective.
No, because we see the kills happen through the reflection on his glasses, and I thought that was like a nice artistic choice.
That was nice. That was a very Alfred Hitchcocky sort of way to express how scary something
Well,
is.
it was nice being able to see Ethan Hawke's in time reactions.
Was it nice
to this? I mean, it humanized him a bit for doing such sadistic work, for being a true crime author.
No love for Ethan Hawke in this film.
Nothing. Not a bit.
No love.
He did everything wrong.
Yes.
He
did.
So he thought he was doing something right by burning the film. That probably just pissed off Boogey.
No, and also the fumes. And then his wife comes out and is like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Get the fucking house and pack." And it's like, bro, everybody's been telling you to not be here.
Yeah, he had so many opportunities to like dip out, but when he finally did dip out,
When you moved in,
yeah,
if the sheriff of Contra Costa County came up and said, "Christian, you should pack up that truck and leave,"
no, I understand him on that.
If a sheriff comes up to me and says, even if it is a racially motivated thing, I'd be like, you know what? He's probably right. I shouldn't live here.
He is right, but put yourself in the shoes of Ellison. Where that is your passion, where you are chasing what was your 15 minutes of fame 10 years ago, right?
Hey, believe me, I'll be doing that pretty soon here. But look, I don't.
He's willing to sacrifice a bunch of morals and values so that he could put out one more thing for his quote unquote legacy, right? He obviously cares about his work a tad bit. His work is competing with the love of his children.
It's not even the work. It's the desire to be famous.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's definitely, I mean, there's that whole scene of him watching. He keeps his old interviews. And so with that, it's already
that was
obvious.
A little weird.
He's reminiscing
him and
about
Blumhouse
his...
have that in common.
What do you
They
mean?
keep tapes of the past.
Oh, you think that was like intentional?
Because at one point he does put the interview away, and he has a whole drawer of tapes, all labeled.
Interesting.
Similarly to how Blagul had labeled it. I guess in a way, Blagul is the father of those children, much like Ethan Hawke is the father of his own
he
daughter.
basically is, in a way, adopting these children.
You know what? Again, Blagul, adopting children.
He's
saving the world.
Not the best worker in
look
out of the pagan roster.
If you do good things even as an asshole, it's still good things.
We should. My best person on set goes to
Mr. Boogey.
Mr. Boogey himself, man.
Bury the lead, but yeah, man, I believe it.
He's killing it.
You know what? I don't like his method. You know what? We're the classic Trump voter. I don't like his methods, but I like his results. I don't like the way he does it, but I like the end result. Blagul. Make America Blagul again.
Well, how come he doesn't have a mouth? The scariest
he
moment.
He has a mouth-ish.
It was like there, but it was like sewed shut. Kind of ish. It would be so scary when he would...
He lost those privileges.
He would leave... So we saw him on a projector. There's a scene.
He has to have a mouth. He eats the children.
Sorry,
but what were you going to say?
So there's a scene where Ethan Hawke goes into the attic, and it's all of the kids there, all of the dead kids, sitting watching this projection screen of Mr. Boogey. And they turn to Ethan Hawke. They all tell him to shush, obviously.
Which is incredibly rude.
So rude. Yeah, I guess they're watching a movie. Mr. Boogey leaves the projection, leaves that where he is, and it pops out in front of the screen.
That was very scary.
That made me fucking scream. I remember that in theaters, and they do it one last time
at the
before
very
the
end.
credits.
Again, steals me up. Incredibly scary, very scary. I'll see it in my night when I close my eyes. But did I scream out loud? No.
No, you held it in.
No, just shit in my pants silently.
Babe, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Hi, I'm going to my parents' house.
I'm not sleeping here. You can sleep here by yourself.
I'm gonna go on a walk.
I'm not gonna go on a walk because Mr. Boogey might be out there.
He doesn't want me.
Oh, that's right. He does. You're not a child.
There was one big kid.
Yeah.
Right? Like all the kids were all little, but there was one big kid.
He had a growth spurt earlier than everyone else.
The producer's nephew or something.
Yeah.
And it's like when they made it, they were all the same height, but he hit his growth spurt in the summer of 2011.
It was the boy that killed everyone in their sleep. Sleepy time boy.
Yes. And he's even wearing clothes that look like they're too small for him.
Yeah.
It's like...
No wonder you killed your parents. They only gave you hand-me-downs.
I have a new pair of pajamas waiting at home for me right now. Skeleton pajamas.
Mr.
And I matched my girlfriend and my dog.
Oh, you're saying this? You actually have that?
I'm not even joking.
Nice, dude. I need matching pajamas. We should get matching pajamas.
We should get matching everything.
I don't agree with that.
What do you rate this film?
I rate this film, I'm going to give it a solid 4.5
Yeah.
out of 5.
I give it a 4 because it's very scary, but I think that's its intention, so
Yeah.
that gives it back its 4.5. It's incredibly nerve-wracking.
Well, the best part is the end. I forgot like whether or not the family dies or if Ethan Hawke was going to get them out of this.
Because they move away from the house.
Let's talk about that. We didn't even touch up on that.
The house moving factor.
So what makes this plot so intricate and so different is the fact that these murders are connected not only because it's Boogey possessing the kids and making them do the murders, but there's like an order of events that needs to occur for the murders to happen.
So first the child is exposed to Boogey.
Yes, and Boogey can only travel, like we said, through images.
Yeah, some sort of medium.
Yeah.
Pictures, postcards, films.
So once you play that in your house, that creates this portal, this pathway for him to travel through.
And so your child sees Boogey.
Mm-hmm.
Then all this bad shit happens and you move out of that house because you think the house is bad.
Yeah.
Then the new house that you move to, you fucking die.
Yep.
Then a new family moves into your new house.
Mm-hmm.
And their child is exposed to Boogey. Mm-hmm. And all the supernatural shit happens. So they move to a new house.
Yeah.
And then they all fucking die.
Yeah.
And then a new family moves into that house. Right?
Yeah, that's what it is. So, and he just added to that. He expedited it because if you look at the films, they all have like a good amount of years in between the murders.
Yeah.
I believe the murder that occurred in the house that Ethan Hawke and his family were in, that just occurred that year or the year prior. It was very recent. As opposed to like, let's say Barbecue 66 and then like, or like Pool Party 66 and then Barbecue 79.
Yep.
A 13-year difference or something like that.
And even when the deputy, when they haven't quite figured out that it's a supernatural thing yet, even the deputy says, you know, if this is a serial killer, you've just sped up his process.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and even before, like Ethan Hawke is so prideful. He's trying to keep his research so secretive so that it's a big surprise when he writes the book finally.
Of course.
Because when Deputy So&So provides him with the addresses that he requests earlier in the film, he's given the address and he's finding the connection of like, oh, fuck, that family that died used to live in the house prior where the other family died. And so he should, if Ethan Hawke was smart enough, he would have clocked that evidence and he would have been able to been like, oh, I shouldn't move.
Or move his family into one house and he moves to another one.
Oh, really? Just fuck it up.
Just divorce. What would happen if they got a divorce?
I don't know.
Does Boogey kill whoever has custody? Or
I
does Boogey do like Divorce Christmas where he spends the morning with his mom and then the nighttime with his dad?
He kills the person that pays less child support.
It's generally the mom, dude. That's fucked up.
I don't know. Maybe he keeps tabs about like who's been naughty or nice.
Boogey's got a few more hours in the review chair in my book.
Boogey's just trying to be really artsy fartsy with his
killing
style.
Boogey failed out of Art Institute.
Yeah, and he was just like, fine, I'll work for you, Satan, but
you're getting the Kodachrome.
I'm doing Kodachrome and I'm doing it my way.
Fine. You're lucky that I knew your brother.
You're fine.
You're
okay.
lucky you're lucky your dad's fucking Saint Peter.
Who is Satan is now Russian.
Fuck you.
No, man, it's not like my accents, my impersonations
Satan
are better.
is an amalgamation
Of every dictator, every evil dictator that has existed.
Yeah, here's his Mussolini. Beepity-boppity-boopity.
Really good, really fast. What do you rate this film? 4 or 5 as well?
4 or 5.
Nice, man.
4 or 5.
That twist was great. We eventually find that
it's AIDS killing everybody.
Once we see twist, it's AIDS.
That's an M. Night Shyamalan twist that we haven't seen yet. It's always like plants or the air or water's killing everybody.
It's always like, this weird message, just like, fine, save the...
How poignant would that be, though? Right? You're watching fucking some scary M. Night Shyamalan movie, and then at the end of it, it's just like, AIDS.
There's going to be movie critics out there that are just like, actually, yeah, you're right, AIDS. We should pay more attention to the AIDS. It's just because it's not the 80s anymore.
Donate.
Yeah, donate right now.
Just to anything.
Donate to Taco Bell if you have to.
Did a stoner write this?
Yeah, what the fuck am I watching, dude?
And watch Rent.
And watch Rent because...
And
It's
Philadelphia.
really important.
Yeah.
And,
Tom Hanks' first Oscar.
and, watch more of Magic Johnson's games.
And and you know what? Also check out fucking Scooby-Doo. It has nothing to do with it, but it's really good.
One of my faves.
The movie.
I was surprised to see that he was drugged at the very end after when the film
Is that okay? So he drinks from his mug, and there's green stuff at the bottom of the mug.
Yes.
And then Blagul has green shit on his face.
I don't know.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
So
Did he just get busted on or some shit by a ghost?
So after that, when he passes out, when we see Blagul there, he has that same kind of green color on his face. So I don't know if Blagul spit in the cup or if Blagul jizzed in the cup or what.
I don't know.
But I
didn't
think
even catch
Blagul's the
that.
one who poisoned him.
Oh, it could be. So Boogey provided the poison. He, his daughter obviously was just a messenger because that's her thing. She always brings daddy coffee.
Don't kill the messenger.
But that was such a huge twist to me when the films popped up again
In the new house.
in the new house.
I did see that coming down because I thought he was going to destroy the film sooner. I thought that was going to be a more reoccurring theme.
I see.
And then, as they come back, there's another one and another one and another one. That's how I would have written this film. Take notes, Scott Dickerson.
You got it.
He's definitely listening to this podcast.
But then what was terrifying is that he wakes up after being drugged.
Oh, and then has to watch his family get chopped up into bits.
Well, he doesn't have to watch. She's obviously the first one to go. She pops up with an axe, dude.
That's bigger than her.
A huge axe. It is terrifying. And I'm like, no. There's a way. Even on my, watching this again, I was, like I said, I can't remember if they died, if he wiggled out and got out of the house or something. But once it just, cuts from her about to swing the axe to a Super 8 film of her popping up to bloodied walls and her
just destroyed bloody walls.
Do you remember when he found the extended? So after he burns the film, he finds the extended cuts.
Okay, he finds the Zack Snyder Justice League cut of all of these films, and it's literally. And then they gave him homework. Yeah, he had to resplice it back into the Super 8.
This guy is so good at editing Super 8. He should have dropped being a true crime author
and restored films.
He should have been which is an actual profession that pays very well.
Honestly, the folder that says extended cut, that was maybe the funniest part of the whole film.
It was so funny.
Unintentionally funny.
That just conventionally popped down.
That's why it's not a 5 out of 5. Because of that envelope of the extended cut.
Everything how good he is at editing Super 8 and how fast he was at learning how to do it bumps it down by 0.5.
It would have been better if one day he lets the film keep rolling, and then it comes back up like a post-credit thing.
If they kept it ambiguous.
Yeah, but to have a literal envelope labeled extended cut.
Well, Boogey wanted to make sure.
Well, because Blagul is a classically trained film student.
Yeah, he's like, here you go. You obviously know how to edit it. Figure it out.
I can't figure out how to splice it back in. Maybe you can give it a shot. That's why editors aren't directors.
He just says, I just shoot the films. I just kill the people. I just possess the kids. You edit it.
I make the film. Mm-hmm. You make the movie.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Boogey's interesting, man.
Blagul is very similar to us.
I would say so.
I'm like Blagul, you're Ethan Hawke, and it's like I bring the stuff, you fucking make it work. Yeah, make it into some sort of coherent
That's
story.
The connection here.
Yeah,
that is the connection.
You know what? I've been called worse than Blagul. Who is our best person on set?
It has to go to Blagul. For sure. Yeah. Hands down.
Hail Satan.
And after him, Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke did give a pretty stellar performance. I think him getting in a fight with his wife was also kind of funny because he, like I said, he plays semantics.
He does 16-year-old boy argument logic.
Well, because she's saying you moved us to a place where there's a girl that died here. And he was like, technically, she's not dead.
No,
she's missing.
She went missing.
Dude, she's dead. She's dead. No.
At that time, he didn't know. He hadn't seen her yet.
You're right.
But he should know. Because his daughter looked a lot like Stephanie.
It was scary, but when he did put the extended cuts in, it was scary seeing them pop out after having murdered. Because we find out that Stephanie is hopping down from the tree where she cut the branch.
She like pulls on their legs. And
Yeah,
shit.
we see the tall boy from Sleepy Time pop out after he slit all the throats and say
The
shush.
knife, yeah.
We see whoever pulled all of the family members into the pool afterwards.
We see Lawnmower Girl.
We see Lawnmower Girl, the most terrifying girl. I mean, like I said, the most terrifying. That was the scariest snuff film to me.
I mean, I have my questions.
You should have watched it. You shouldn't have closed your eyes. You shouldn't have turned away. You should have just like kept it going.
I get it. I understand. Mm-hmm. The lawnmower went over their heads.
It popped up so
does
fast.
that kill you?
It popped up so fast. It was so, yeah, I'm going to say yes.
It's not a farming combine. You know what I mean?
Like I said, it could have been the newest addition to the lawnmower in that year.
You have a house. You have a lawn. We'll buy you a lawnmower.
And we'll use your face.
Professional podcasters here, guys. Take fucking notes.
And then barbecue. Yeah, obviously, all these kids pop up. And at the end, his daughter pops out from bloodied hallways after chopping up. Did you see her drawings? She made the drawings after she kills them.
Because she chopped, the drawings were of them in their blood.
The head was chopped, and
they're quartered, and limbs
the
removed.
torso was chopped as well, dude.
Yeah, efficient. She was at least efficient in the chopping.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people leave limbs.
Was there really that much blood? So she painted the hallways in blood. Did they provide that much blood?
3 human bodies full of blood?
You're right.
I would say yes.
No questions asked. Yeah,
I mean, the one person that I killed, I got a good amount of blood out of him.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you used everything.
I do think there is a number that in not a sick way, we could know pretty easily. I think it's like 4 quarts. We have
As
a
enough
gallon.
blood
We have
to
1 gallon
paint
of
the
blood.
hallway?
No, in our bodies.
Oh, in our bodies. Yeah, and it depends on our size and all that stuff.
No, I think everybody has the same amount of blood.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure every human has the same amount of blood.
All right, listeners, fact check that.
Yeah, we have doctors and nurses and shit that listen. They'll tell us.
Yeah, they'll tell us.
Otis is going to be pissed when he hears this.
It's not 4 quarts.
He's just going to turn his car
Everyone
into
has a
oncoming.
different amount depending on their body size.
Fat people have more blood. I do.
Fat people have
See,
more
that's
blood.
stupid. I think,
or that might be accurate.
No, I think everybody has the same amount of blood.
I don't know.
I mean, they had extra in this film.
We'll find out when I chop your face up with the lawnmower, dude.
Fuck yeah, I can't wait. I've been Alejandro.
And I've been Christian. Baddies, before we leave here, once again, enjoy the new studio. It's going to slowly become more and more us. I know it's just white walls right now, and there's just sound panels that you can't see. But it will get more personalized. Watch this on YouTube. Rate and review us wherever you listen or, get this stuff.
Yeah.
Next week, do we want to tell them what we're going to surprise them with?
No, because what if I change my mind and I don't want to watch it?
Sure. Or this will, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be next week, but whenever we watch it, it'll be the Halloween special, right?
I'm pretty sure, right?
It might be.
I think that lines up.
But
we're going to watch
The Witch, which is spelled with 2 V's. It's an A24 film.
Those are actually old U's.
Old.
In the 1600s.
Whoa.
U's were written like that.
Whoa.
And in fact, they didn't have the letter W. They would just put 2 U's next to each other. And that's where, as English grew older, that became the letter W. That's why if you look on old courthouses, when it says court, C-O-U, it looks like a V.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love that.
You're welcome.
You're going to love
I'm going to hate
movie.
this. I know I'm going to hate this film. It's going to be the scariest thing I've ever seen. It's going to be worse than Hereditary.
I don't know.
1600s are scary. Pocahontas is scary.
I think it's a pretty good like Salem witch trials type of adaptation to film of like, I don't know if you know anything of what it's about, right? But
I mean, I watched that trailer. I did watch, and I was very scared.
It's really good, and it's Anna Taylor-Joy. Is that her name, right?
I believe so.
From Queen's Gambit, acting up a storm, doing a great job. Yeah, baddies, watch that before we drop it. It's definitely worth the watch. I'm pretty sure it's available for streaming for free somewhere on some platform, but we'll jump into that.
It's on HBO Max.
That's what it is. Yeah, dude. Nice.
Call me at call_me Jesus.
Call me at Christian Has Asthma.
And call ICBTB at ICBTB Podcast or on our website, ICBTB.com.
Baddies, we love you. Thank you very much for rocking with us, and we'll see you next time.
I just like you. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You got to work
here.
for his love.
Yeah.
What can I say? Peace, y'all. Bye.